Okay,
It's a good one.
Yes, and we'll have to spend a crazy amount of time
I don't know
with this
how to
right
feel
here,
about
man.
this.
But yeah, man. At first, it was reported that USC and UCLA were in talks of leaving the Pac-12 to join the Big Ten, and then last night, the Big Ten's leaders voted and approved UCLA and USC to join the Big Ten, starting in 2024, I believe is the date. Yeah, and that will make the Big Ten the first conference to have teams on both the East Coast and the West Coast, which is insane when you think about that.
Geography doesn't matter anymore.
It does not matter. We're going to have Maryland versus USC. Think about that, bro. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. But in terms of the shift, this is the second in terms of blue blood powerhouses leaving a conference. Second time we've seen this. OU, Oklahoma, and Texas. They agreed to a deal with the SEC last year. They'll start in 2025. That's when they'll be in the SEC. But yeah, man, this is it's crazy how things are shaping. But we've talked about in the past where, hey, man, some of these major conferences, SEC, Big Ten, Pac-12, or your Power 5 just in general, they could get to a point where they feel they got their own teams, their own TV deals and things like that, and essentially step away from the NCAA and create their own little thing. Think like how soccer is, right? When you talk about soccer overseas, it's not just one governing league for all these teams. It's like, no, you got this league over here, you got that league over here, you got this league over here. So it could get to that. But I like the move in a sense because, number one, it's spicy. It's something that's exciting. It's new. It's not the monotony of, oh, yep, same team, same conference. These are legit names. When you talking USC, you talk UCLA, this is the Rose Bowl. This is, like, I think Reggie Bush. I think of Maurice Jones-Drew. I think of, like, those, like, type of names, that type of history just with those particular schools. And now you're talking about, I'm going to be getting USC versus Ohio State. I'm going to get UCLA, Michigan State. Get UCLA, Michigan. Like, I'm excited to see that. I really am, man. So, like I said, for me, man, I'm cool with it. As long as, I don't really see it as a negative in terms of how it impacts the players. The travel sucks, but when you're a kid, traveling is fun. When you're 18, you don't care about how long that flight is. You're just like, bro, we on a flight. Tell you, I used to get so excited about that day going to JMU bus because we ain't had that budget like how we got it now, Deke. Now they fly everywhere, chartered, no random people on the flight. When I was there, we fly like once or twice tops, you know what I mean? And it was like, yo, we up there with like regular people, like, hey, man, where you flying to? Oh, you flying here too? Oh, man, yeah, we going to a game. Don't worry about us, though. This is our section, you know? So it's different. But I remember, man, we used to ride that bus against the Greyhounds. Oh, it was dope, though, because we had ours painted. Man, I'd be like, we going on the bus. How long the bus trip? 8 hours? Oh, yeah, let's do it. Like, that's then. So for them kids, man, they ain't going to be tripping on that. So I think it's a dope move, man. I'm for it.
I don't like it, but I understand it, and I'm not against it. The reason I don't like it is just because the thing I think most of us could say that at least they cherish or enjoy about college football is the rivalries.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them have to do with geography.
I would agree.
Teams being really close, like Pitt WVU.
Yes.
That went away with WVU going to the Big 12.
Yeah.
And for this one, USC, UCLA. All right, so what? No more USC, Oregon?
Yeah.
No more USC, like Washington, UCLA versus Cal, any of that stuff? Not that I was paying like that much attention to, because
but I get
I'm
what you're
not
saying
West
from the
Coast.
history. Yeah, history does matter. Yeah.
Right. So now there's no like traditional rivalries going on with SC, UCLA, and the Big Ten. Yeah, SC versus Penn State. Like, come on, that's weird. It just feels weird. If that's out of conference, it makes more sense, but now it just feels weird. At the same time, I understand it, not against it, because I think this is just so much more about survival.
Yeah.
And everything I was reading,
survive, bro.
It was with the Pac-12 not being able to get as much TV revenue.
Mm-hmm.
And they might be able to double it, like USC and UCLA. They're going to be able to double it by going to the Big Ten. So I don't blame them for that. But
it's the West Coast. Like, we know, man, the TV schedules are always around, like, East Coast. So when you out there on that West Coast, or primetime West Coast, like, bro, that kill you East Coast-wise, man. So, yeah, for them, it makes sense. We know it makes sense.
I'm also just worried about the ACC now. I'm worried about my own team, Pitt. I hope we're ahead of the game.
Where y'all going?
Get to that Big Ten, maybe. Make sure you take care of business here.
Oh my gosh.
Or it's either that or ACC. You got to get Notre Dame. You got to get like West Virginia now.
Okay.
Hell, get Oregon somehow. Get like Oregon or Washington.
Gotta get a West Coast team in there.
Yeah.
So you don't even care no more.
Just call it the Coastal Conference. Just call it the Coastal Conference now.
Hey yo.
That's what you got to do.
Okay.
So I think the uncertainty is the part that I don't like, just from a Pitt standpoint, just from my own school standpoint. Like right now, we're not in the SEC or the Big Ten. It seems like they're loading up.
We over here, we got our little teeth out. Like, all right, we go kick it in the Sun Belt for a little bit. We're going to revisit in 2023, 2020, or 2024, 2025. We're going to see if Pitt leave, who somebody going to leave.
You moving up to that ACC?
Somebody going to leave. You know how this goes. Somebody going to leave. We're going to just...
But I was also reading that Clemson has a deal with the ACC that's locked up for a little bit.
But we've seen these deals don't matter. Because OU and Texas, the reason why they have to wait is because of the TV. That's it.
I think there's still enough powers in the ACC. It was a down year for a lot of them. But, Miami, Clemson, Florida State, they got to stick around, though. That's what you got to hope for. And Pitt's on the rise.
But OU and Texas leaving the day going the Big 12. Like, that would be the equivalent of like a Miami leaving or Florida State leaving.
I'm with
you know what I'm saying?
Dude, listen, I'm not opposed to all that. I just don't want Pitt to be left out. We got to make moves here.
Yeah.
We got to make sure we're not.
What does
on
left
the outside
out look
looking
like,
in.
though? What would left out look like? Y'all be stuck in the ACC?
Yeah, and all the big players have moved out. Like
Okay.
Clemson, Florida State, all that. Now, would it matter if they still give ACC the automatic
That's what
bid?
I'm saying.
I don't know if I would
think
care.
that's a benefit. That could be a pro.
Now, I wouldn't care about that.
Yeah.
But if what you were talking about at the beginning, where you're starting to get these power conferences and they have their own leagues.
Yeah.
And then
that could be where you get left off.
And then
at.
all of a sudden, naturally, the big leagues would say, hey, we're going to send our top two versus your top two.
Yeah.
And we'll do our own like national championship.
Yeah.
I don't want Pitt being left out in that regard.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It's weird. I don't like it. I like the tradition I grew up with. Like even having Pitt in the Big East. Because you got to consider basketball too. Even.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what keeps the ACC together, actually, though. Is because ACC is the better basketball.
Yeah.
That's what we could rely on. So maybe it's going to be like ACC, Big Ten, and SEC, or the Power Three, the Big Three.
Dude, I'm trying to think. USC basketball. USC basketball has been good, too.
Can we get like Kansas in the ACC?
That'd be a one. You got to get like another like major basketball.
Get Kansas, Notre Dame, WVU.
Yeah.
Kansas, or obviously WVU and Notre Dame for football.
WVU for basketball too, though.
Yeah. Notre Dame's relevant basketball.
Men and women, yeah, absolutely.
Get Kansas in there. What other? I'm trying to
Who's
think.
Another, like,
who can we poach from the Big 12? I mean, definitely from the Pac-12.
TCU
Oregon
is not
would be
leaving.
the top
TCU is gonna be the main ones there now. Yeah, I can't get Oregon. Get Oregon State, man. You can get Oregon.
How about both? They'd be a package deal.
Yeah.
Oregon State. Yeah. Then if that happens, all those teams that I just listed off, ACC's in the mix. We don't have to worry about anything.
You're good.
But
yeah, I need another player though. Yeah, I definitely gonna need another player.
As I said, you got to lock up Notre Dame because they're in the ACC for all the other sports, but just not football. They're independent.
But I just don't see them wanting like. I don't think they joined like for the football element of it though.
Yeah, if they got their own little
they don't need to. Yeah,
we'll see though. If you can offer enough money, maybe.
Hey man, cash is king.
But I'm worried Big Ten would be the one offering them a little bit more money than the ACC.
Hey man,
that's what I'm telling you, Pitt. Get ahead of this. If you got to look to Big Ten, do what you got to do. I don't want to be left out.
Join the Pac-12.
No.
Y'all can replace USC.
It's just weird. It's just weird. I told you the geography I thought should matter, but now it doesn't.
It clearly doesn't.
It definitely doesn't.
Yeah, but it was weird. We thought that when Maryland first joined the Big Ten, it was like, yo, this is a weird move, like just geographically, location wise. So yeah. And then West Virginia joining the Big 12. Like, yeah. It's like, bro, this is absolutely outlandish. Yeah.
Yeah, but then it just all started to blend together, and it didn't matter. And then you start to think of as time goes on, West Virginia has a Big 12 school. Like, I forgot they were in the Big East with Pitt because that was a decade ago now. But, I just have mixed emotions about it.
Okay.
I don't have one, like, really hard stance. Just sucks. Just sucks the old times are washing away.